In this video, I wanted to share how you can make a beautiful tree topper using the 38mm wide ribbon. So I'm just going to make lots and lots of loops. I'm going to use my bow maker to make it a bit easier, and then with those loops just spray them out and make them part of the top of the tree. As part of this, I'm also going to create some tails, a lot more tails out of the ribbon, so that I've got that sort of to come down through my tree as well. So first of all, I'm going to use a piece of my bind wire to attach everything. So I always like to put it in, just slide it underneath my bow maker. So this is the bow maker we have on our website, mychristmas.com.au. And then, as I said, I want some tails, so I'm actually going to put some tails in first, and that way I can have them dangling off down the tree. All the ribbons that you use here is wired ribbon, and that's going to make your decorating a lot easier. So I've got enough here for another one. Just perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to use, so that was a part of a roll. I'd already used part of that for making some other bows. And I'm going to use a full roll of this. So I do need the loops to be quite big and quite a few of them. So I'm going to actually make them, take them out to, on the bow maker, to about the 7 inch, it's American, so it's all in inches mark. So when you use the bow maker, just remember you always twist your ribbon so that you always have the patterned ribbon showing up the top. Like, I'm going to just go slightly over about the 7.5 mark here. And then twist, and then we just go through this process over and over, making lots of loops. It's also possible, I've used bind wire, but if you want to, you can also use cable ties to tie it all together. In fact, I might grab a cable tie at the end because it's going to be quite big and quite bulky, and that will help keep it super tight. And remember though, if you use a cable tie, you do need to get some sort of string or wire or something underneath it, or another cable tie, so that you can attach it to your tree. So don't pull it tight and forget to do that. So I'm just twisting my ribbon so I've always got the pattern showing at the top, and basically using the piece of ribbon that's below the loop to measure out my next loop. And I'm going to go. We've got quite a few. Yeah, I would find this incredibly difficult to hold on to myself if I wasn't using the bow maker with all these loops. I just find this so much easier. And so let's see how many loops we've got going on at the moment. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's take it to 10 if we've got enough ribbon. If we don't, we'll stop. So close. Okay, so now I'm going to use the wire I've got here and just twist it over itself while it's still in the bow maker. Pull it down a little bit and then wiggle my bow up. Just try and tighten it a bit more before I end up with all this in my hand. Move out of the way. Then I like to just sort of try and use the table to push all the ribbon down as flat as I can on top of itself. Turn it over. And then I will also do the cable tie. And just twist that. And I'm going to use those wires to attach to my tree, so I don't need to worry about the cable tie having anything. But if you needed to attach something to your cable tie, what you would do is loosely connect, and then you would fit your other cable tie, making sure that it's the right angle, so you don't want it upside down where you can't push the a cable tie together. So a cable tie always has the top and the bottom. You just want to be able to feed through your end to the cable tie. Oops. And you would just hook that underneath before you tighten everything up. Okay, so that's so before it's tightened. So at this stage, I've just got my cable tie loose, and I'm just going to get in there and pull it as tight as I can. It's a black cable tie, it's light ribbon, but once I've got all the loops done, I won't see it, so it doesn't bother me. And cut off with my pliers here. Okay, so now I've got this flat bow. The advantage of putting all the tails in at the bottom was when we make this bow, we're kind of going to have it sitting, we're kind of creating the fluffiness up here. So all those tails that were at the bottom can hang all the way around the tree, right? And you can decide how you want to use them. And now it's just, and sorry, you've got the one tail at the top which you can pull down. So now it's just a matter of kind of getting some body and height into these. In fact, I'm going to attach it to my tree first. So I've just got a little short tree that we can use as a to play with here, and I'm going to attach it around the top here. I'm actually going to turn, I think I'm going to turn that top down so it sits right at the top of the tree. And then I need to fluff out all of this to create fullness. And move some of these tails around to different sides of the tree. I want them to drape down different spots. And you can just see, just fits in there, the top of this. So we've got lots of loops. We end up with 10 loops on the just 7.5 centimeter size. I've made, inch size. I've really wanted to fluff each loop out to maximize the sort of fullness there. And then with the tails, what you can do is just roll up, cut the tails so they're on, sort of on a nice angle, roll them up, and roll them up while you're doing the rest of your decorating, and then you can unroll them at the end. It's almost like curlers. Put them in your tree, and then when you're ready you can let them out and use the natural curl and the wire to create sort of ringlets. So let's just get a couple of those in there for you. This is a great option to add a bit of fun to your tree. If you have your tails too long, they're going to pull the shape that you create. So you don't want to go overboard because it'll just flatten the ribbon. Again, just like here, if it's too long, it's not going to keep the curl. So just a reminder, in case you didn't notice, when I put this bow on, I had one stem of branch. I didn't want it to kind of sit around that because I wanted the bow to create the whole top, so I've bent the branch tip down. So if you can do that in your artificial tree, that helps. And when you decorate, just roll them up like that, and then when you're ready and finished, you can just loosely uncurl all your little streamers of ribbon to become part of your topper. Like that. Do that all the way around. So that is 38mm or 3.8 centimeter wide ribbon. wide as normal using the bow maker 7.5 inch marking. You could probably go down to 7 would be fine, but smaller than that might be a bit small, and I use 10 loops on either side. So I use sort of a roll and a half of the ribbon, which is 9 meters each, 10 yards. And that gave me enough ribbon for all the tails, and one roll took all the ribbon for the top of the tree. If you're looking for any of the products I use, they're on our website, mychristmas.com.au. We do ship Australia-wide. We do change product ranges each year, but we always have a great range of ribbons and gorgeous trees. This is the Ponderosa that I'm using as my sample tree here. Hope this has been helpful. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Have a sensational day, and thanks so much for joining me. See you soon. Bye.